Hey everybody, welcome to the Wild and Beyond. Last week I had the opportunity to speak with 4 fellow YouTubers that happened to find themselves in the same position as me. They are each fellow long-term travelers that also got stuck in Morocco for over 5 months when countries around the world started to go into lockdown due to the coronavirus outbreak. This is each of their stories of how they ended up in their situations and how it impacted their lives. Enjoy.
Hey guys. Yo.
Hey, what's up?
How's everyone doing?
He just
How's
broke
it going,
pizza.
Robin?
Oh, nice.
Pizza.
Are we online?
Can you share
already?
with me?
It's not recording yet.
So I've never done anything like this before. So this is brand new to me. I just, as I think you guys might know, I just started up my channel and I started looking at other YouTubers that were also in the same situation that I was in Morocco. I came across you guys and I'm like, what better of an idea than to get all of us together and have a little chat, see what our experiences were like. So Terry, so you're in Texas.
Yeah, I'm up in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the heat there right now?
Person at a time.
Terry is still in Morocco now or no?
No, I'm in Texas.
You're in Texas now.
I left. I got home. It'll be 2 weeks on Saturday. I've been home.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was under the impression, given what I'd seen and been told, that we had until the 10th to get out or start paying a bunch of fines. Well, I wasn't about that. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to make problems. I'll get out. And then everybody stayed. And I'm like, well, hell, I could have stayed.
Yeah. It was so what they did was the media sold this idea, but the government never said that it was true, just so people would book with Air Arabia and Royal Air Morocco, so they would buy more, so their airlines would still fare well. That's how it went, you know? It's a bit like fake news, just so everyone would buy tickets. But we checked it up with the government, and they never, how do you say, validated, or they
never confirmed that.
They never
confirmed it.
Yeah, so it wasn't official, you know. It was just the media selling this idea, but it was not true.
I feel dumb.
That's interesting, because I was really stressing out on the 10th, and I went to the Spanish land border to get into Ceuta, and they just turned me away the instant I got there, and I was just so stressed out. And then I'm just like, well, I have no choice. I'm staying.
So how was it hanging out with Kevin? That looks like it's a lot of fun. I was really hoping to get to go down and hang out, but it didn't work out.
He's amazing. He's a really nice guy. Really chill. We did acro yoga together on the beach and interviews, and he's really nice.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the video yet, but I saw the Instagram stories. It looked like a blast.
Yeah, they're doing like, there we go. Hey, Kevin.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
What's up?
Sorry I'm late here. Hey, Terry.
Excellent. So Kevin, I was telling these guys that I figure what we could do. I've never really done anything quite like this before, but I just started my channel. I saw you guys are still pretty new to all of this too, and also stuck in Morocco, or were stuck in Morocco, and I thought it would just be an awesome thing to get us all together and talk about our experiences. Am I pronouncing Melon right? Is that correct?
Yes, it's funny because my name is Manon, but my channel's name is with Melon. Because a lot of people cannot pronounce my name, so you can call me or Melon or Manon. What's the most easy for you?
Okay. So here I am with Terry from Middle-Aged Runaway.
Hey.
Malone. Hi, Terry. I'm here with Malone and Robin from Travel with Melon. And I'm here with Mor Acro from Mor Acro. So
from Morocco.
These guys are in a very similar situation as I am. These guys all have their own YouTube channel. They're all up and coming YouTubers, and they all either are or were stuck in Morocco throughout the coronavirus quarantine. Some of them have been able to get out. Some of us have not been able to get out. And some of us, it is our choice to stay and might not have any intention to get out. So thanks guys for joining me on this. And so let's just jump into this. How did you guys end up in this situation? Terry, let's go with you first.
Why not? So actually, I was just traveling. I wanted to go to Morocco. Everything that I'd seen on YouTube, I was like, wow, this looks like a really fascinating place. And while I was always looking to get a deeper experience in a culture everywhere I went, I didn't know how to do it because I was very new to this. I just started traveling in January. And so I'd been traveling around Morocco for about a month. And I was like, okay, I was in Chefchaouen, had a great time going all over, been to the Sahara, different places, Marrakesh, Fez, and had a good time. But I was like, okay, my next thing was I was going to go to India. That was the next country on my list. But I needed to go home first because I realized that I needed to just change out some things that I didn't need in travel and things that I realized that I needed for just different reasons. So I booked a flight out of Chefchaouen and started hearing about this Corona thing. I was like, oh, let me go out and ask some people what they think about it. And then the next day, my flight canceled. I'm like, oh, great. So I booked another one. And I started heading back to Rabat to catch my flight. And by the time I got there, that flight had canceled too. And then everything just almost immediately within the next day started shutting down. And what people said that they knew about Corona within 48 hours had completely changed. Everybody knew about it and everybody was losing their mind, rightfully so. And then I knew at that point that I was going to be in Morocco for a while and I was going to get a really great experience at some slow travel and learning the culture. And it's been an absolute wonderful experience. And honestly, I just found out that I really didn't have to leave per the government. And that was kind of like a marketing ploy. Shame on you, Morocco, Royal Air Maroc. That was not fair. But I did need to come home for a little bit. It was like I said in my previous video that I did need to come home, take care of some things. But now I am subject to waiting on the international travel to reopen. And once I do, as I've promised everyone, I will be going back. I've got a motorcycle there. I'm going to go back to traveling, touring. Kevin, I told you I was going to do a collab with you. I meant that. And I was really, really genuinely ticked off that didn't happen this time. So that's basically my story in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, Melon and Robin, why don't we go to you guys?
Yes, so we were supposed to work on Tomorrowland Winter in France, but it got canceled because of this virus. But we worked really hard to be able to work at this festival. And we're like, okay, we have 2 weeks off. What are we going to do? Corona wasn't a really big thing in Europe yet. We were like, okay, it's not, how bad can it be, you know? And we were literally looking on the map which countries didn't have a lot of cases, what was close to home, not too expensive, because we didn't have a really huge budget. And we're like, you know, Morocco is amazing. In March, best temperatures, a beautiful country to make a road trip. Let's just go to Morocco. So we flew to Morocco, rent a car, made an awesome road trip. We drove to the desert and we came out of the desert. We didn't have any phone connection. We were like, okay, we're hungry. Let's go and eat somewhere in a restaurant. And all the restaurants were closed. And we're like, what's happening? And everyone was like, yeah, there's Corona, there's a lockdown. And we just...
Yeah, we kind of missed that.
Yeah, we kind of missed the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was really random because we met Hisham in the supermarket. And Hisham is a really amazing guy.
He's from Marrakesh.
He's from Marrakesh. We just exchanged phone numbers in the supermarket. He said, you know, it was a really big line and he had just a small piece of groceries. We said, you can go in front of us. It's okay. And he thought it was so nice. He said, okay, I give you my phone number. If you need any help, you can come, you know, you can give me a call and I can help you.
Like all Moroccans do.
Yeah, like all Moroccans do.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, and we came out of the decision to be like, okay, we just have this one phone number. We're going to call Hisham. So he invited us to his house. He said, if you want to, you can stay here until you can take your flight next week. We drove all the way to Hisham. Our flight got cancelled. We ended up staying with him for 3 months. We had an amazing experience. We did the Ramadan together. We learned so many things about the Moroccan culture. Of course, we had difficult times as well. And I was like, okay, I'm in a really special situation right now. I always loved to make videos and photos. I thought this is the best time to start doing something with this. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just going to do it. So I started to upload one video, actually just for my family and friends. Every Sunday now I post a video and we tell about our experience in Morocco, and it was just amazing. And in the end we
stayed there for over 5 months.
We stayed there over 5 months, even visited Kevin. We got our own apartment. It was really nice.
Kevin, we're coming your way, by the way. We really want to live in Tamra. Gold. We're like Marrakesh, let's go to Tamra immediately.
And how about you, Kevin? Mor Acro?
Well, first I want to say, you two need to make a video then why I left Belgium to live in Morocco.
For sure. We're gonna say that we found something with like surfing and they have good hash.
I only heard that.
No.
It's just a rumor, but I'm a yoga teacher and English teacher online, and so I have some nomadic work, and Morocco is a great place for a nomad to pass through and spend seasonally. So that's what I was doing here. I'd arrived in January, and this was March? Yeah, March, right? When the lockdown happened?
Yeah,
Mid-March.
I was due to go to England for the weekend, right? For an Acro festival. And it went from being a week to like, okay, where am I going to stay? What bus am I going to take to Bristol? To like, oh, should I get on this plane and go to London? And if I don't, like, I'll overextend my visa in Morocco. So I don't know, I have a flight in April to Spain. Like, I had all these plans. And in the end, like 7 or 8 flights got canceled. And I just surrendered to the situation a bit. And I made a few YouTube videos last year in November. Here we are. It's now August, and it's looking like we're going to be here for a while.
Yep. That's what it's looking like. I heard recently that Air France is starting to fly in and out of Morocco. And so I booked a ticket for September 4th, and we'll see if that actually happens. I'm hoping so.
It's like a roulette game.
Yeah.
There's equally flights that are getting canceled as flights that are going. So with Air France as well, they're like in a political game with Morocco, because Morocco wants Royal Air Maroc to fly and France wants Air France to fly. So they're like 2 little children discussing who can go first, you know?
Right.
So, well, we'll see how that goes. Good luck with that. Where are you flying to?
I'm planning on flying to Kiev, to Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking into it. My original plan was to go up into Spain, but as an American, that's not happening anytime soon.
We have the worst passport.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like, it used to be that the American passport was one of, if not the strongest passport. And now with all of this going on, it's now the worst passport to have right now.
No.
Yeah.
What we see from America happening now, how people are treating the entire thing, and like, I don't want to wear a mask because I have amendments, and everyone's like, okay, so you stay there. So that situation, and I'm in the situation where like the only like real option for me is to go back to the US. But I don't, with everything that's going on in the US right now, I don't want to go back to the US. I think the US is the last place that I want to go back to right now.
So yeah, so I started looking into options, and the price of the cost of living in the Ukraine, and looking at some other people's YouTube videos of Kiev. You know, it looks like a very nice, very modern European town, but with the cost of living that's on par with here in Morocco. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds perfect. And they're supposedly accepting Americans in right now. So fingers crossed, that's where I'm heading next.
Yeah, we met someone actually who went, it's not Ukraine, but it's close, who went from Texas to Serbia. And he said, like, it's the only way from America to get into Morocco is you have to fly all the way to Eastern Europe to then get to Europe to then get to Africa. Like, so I think you should be fine going to Eastern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all cool with it, whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
That's certainly something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. And it's beautiful out there. Like, really, if you get a chance to visit some countries like Czech Republic or Croatia or Bosnia, it's amazing over there.
Especially
Slovenia.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I actually just watched a video. I don't remember the name of the YouTuber, but it's this YouTuber that has, I think he's got a couple million subscribers. And what he does is he just goes to countries like the Ukraine, and he just illegally hops on trains and just rides the trains for like hundreds of miles to get from place to place. So that was cool. I'm like, maybe I'll do that in the Ukraine.
Wow.
Completely on trains.
Yeah.
You didn't think about staying in Morocco?
Well, so I've been here in Morocco since February 19th. And just as much as I love Morocco, if I'm in one place for too long, I just get really anxious. And I've been feeling this anxiety to move on for the past month or so. I was in Marrakesh for the first 5 months, and things were going really well. I actually had an entire hostel completely to myself, and that was fantastic. But things kind of went sour when they moved a ton of people into my hostel, and they weren't being too sanitary. I caught food poisoning, and at that point I was just like, I'm ready to at least get out of Marrakesh. And so that's when I started heading for the Spanish border, but that didn't go as planned. Yeah. And so I would definitely love to come back to Morocco when there aren't so many travel restrictions and be able to see the rest of the country. But for now, I'm just ready to go on, ready to head to another country and start seeing more of the world. Yeah.
What was your story actually? Because we skipped on that a little bit, but how did you end up in Morocco? And yeah.
So I actually made the decision a little over 5 years ago that I just wanted to travel around the world for an indefinite period of time. And at the time I wasn't really ready for it. And so I settled with buying a van, converting that into an RV. And I traveled out of the van throughout the US and Mexico for 2.5 years. And then that's what prepared me to then completely travel around the world. So I sold the van, flew down to South America, spent a year backpacking throughout South America. And then I came over here, and then I was only in Morocco for about 3 weeks when the quarantine happened. And at the time, like, I was planning on spending up to 3 months in Morocco. And so at the time that they announced the quarantine, I'm like, hey, this is great. Everything will blow over in 2 months and then I'll be on my way.
5 months later.
Almost 6 months later. And now almost 6 months later, like, it's looking like it almost seems like there may never be an end to this.
We
All right,
missed
Kevin,
you.
man. All right, man.
How does freedom smell?
You know what? You tell me, because I mean, I will say that everyone here is doing very well with the mask. I think they've kind of got over that whole my right thing. A lot of compliance going on, so I'm glad to see that. But yeah, as far as traveling around, as soon as I get my rental car, I'm going to be out and about.
Yeah.
Cruising USA.
Yeah, it's a flaming ship.
Okay, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. That was a really awesome conversation. It was awesome to hear how we all ended up stuck here in Morocco, and it's cool to see that, you know, some of us were able to get out and some of us are still in the process of getting out. But anyway, if you guys want to check out their channels, I will link their channels in the description below. So check out Mor Acro, Travel with Melon, and Middle-Aged Runaway. And yeah, that's it. So thanks.
Nice to see y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
really
to
good.
meet you guys.
And,
Robin, it was awesome meeting you guys finally. It's good to see you. I love you, Q&A.
Yes.
Yeah, Morocco.
Awesome. Thanks for watching. Please consider supporting us on Patreon. Our channel supporters receive a lot of awesome benefits. And if you want to check out the rest of the series, you can do so right here. And please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for new episodes every first and third Thursday of each month. Thanks.